Hello, philipjensen.com is attracting all kinds of questions now, and here's another one. I understand that speaking in tongues is secondary to the gospel, which is love, and probably is dissimilar to that propounded by the Pentecost movement. But what does it actually look like? Well, that's a good question, because the question doesn't assume what is here now is what was there then, but asks what was there then so that we can understand what is here now. That is, it's a good question because we are going from the Bible to experience and not from experience to the Bible. The phrase speaking in tongues means speaking in languages, for that's all a tongue is. My mother tongue is English. In fact, the only tongue that I've got is in English. The one clear description of the phenomenon that we have is in Acts chapter 2, where it was talking in known languages. So that should be our starting point. Can we make sense of other references to speaking in tongues as speaking in other languages? Well, when people in Acts speak in tongues, like, say, Cornelius, the important thing to notice is not that he is speaking in tongues, Gentiles often did that, but that he is extolling God in foreign language. And this is a new and wonderful thing, that the Gentiles are now praising God in many languages. Similarly, in the Corinthian correspondence. There's no reason to import the idea that speaking in tongues is anything other than speaking in a foreign language. It's not edifying in church to have people speaking in a language that others cannot understand. Better to speak to yourself and to God. Unless there's an interpreter, that is a translator. But even if there is somebody who can translate for you, only 2 or at the most 3 should speak in a foreign language and be translated. Now, I've not discussed whether people have learnt these languages or have given instantaneous supernatural ability to speak in a language that they've never learnt. I have no difficulty in ascribing to God the ability to give such a gift to people. Nor have I discussed whether the speaker is conscious of what he or she is saying when speaking in a tongue. Again, I have no difficulty in ascribing to God the ability to give people that ability to speak in a language that they do not understand. But I think until it can be shown that there are parts of the Bible that cannot mean speaking in tongues equals speaking a foreign language, it should be assumed that it means just that. I sadly once met a girl whose native tongue was Spanish and come to Australia and learnt English in order to study German and Russian. She was very successful in all these studies and became fluent in most of the major European languages, but she was so worried about not having the gift of tongues. I thought God had been very generous to her in exactly that gift.